Welcome back to another episode of On the Red Carpet with Allison. I am so excited for my guest today. He's a Josh of all trades,
I
really.
like that.
Well, without further ado, we're going to talk about everything. His Sheets commercials, all of his ventures in NEPA, and you might know his face from a very popular band. Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Did you like that intro?
I think it was great. I never heard Josh of all trades, and I think I want to use that now.
Trademark it,
I'd write it down.
and I'll take some of the royalties
I'll
for
give you
it.
10%.
Okay,
Net,
perfect.
though, not gross.
What's going on? What's new?
Life is crazy. I feel like it's moving at a million miles per second, and I'm, moving chapters and changing things, and I think I'm also sending people into panic attacks, and at the same time with moving and shaking. I feel like it's just, you always try to make those next steps, and I feel like most people take one step. I'll take
20
to 22 steps at once, like I'm some kind of freak octopus,
I'd love to see a freak octopus, which kind of brings me to my first topic. You have your tentacles, so to speak, in like every pot in NEPA, like the business aspect, the music industry, like all of that stuff. So talk to me kind of about the chapters that are closing in your life to make room for new ventures.
It's crazy because I always say that I'm definitely a hoarder, and that's like not just stuff. I think the big one is like I'm a hoarder of all things, and I'm also a yes man. So it sends me into trouble, and like also, but like I don't sleep, so it's fine. Like we're good, we're working. But there's been, if anybody knows anything about me, is like we're talking about selling one building, closing down one location, doing these things, doing a lot of shifting. And I think I've been very cryptic in the last like couple months.
I would expect nothing less from you.
Well, it's fun. I mean, I think I like, we were saying before, is like the world is a Truman Show, and I feel like it's just a game, you know what I mean? And it makes it fun, and it makes like, instead of the mundane of like, oh, I get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, you like work out a little bit, you go and you do your paperwork, you do this thing. It's like, I was like, how can I send the world into a constant panic to be able to feed this like weird, I like to be exciting, and I feel like Northeast Pennsylvania sometimes gets a little stale, and we get in these
lackluster.
Yeah, so it's just changing these chapters and doing these things is, there's a double-edged sword to it.
And when you're doing all of this stuff, like I'm sure there was announcements out about you selling the Ritz. Those are no easy decisions, like, and closing the Strange and Unusual. Those were not easy decisions.
No. And it was like pulling a Band-Aid of sorts to like kind of open my eyes of like, the Ritz deserves 16 hours of someone that will make it I mean, I've created what I've taken from day one to year two is like been an incredible feat. And I love the building. Like Lucille Ball has been there. Houdini, George Burns, like it's a historic place, and it's very wonderful. And whatever happens, if someone comes in and goes, well, here's your full asking price, like okay, but I've already had asking price, but people are like, well, can we do apartments? And I said, I'm not selling it to you. Like,
right.
So that's an important thing to me. But I also like have been, now that it's for sale, I've had people come out of the woodwork be like, well, would you keep it, and can I be involved? But then it's a vetting process of like what I should have done in the past, and like take those necessary steps of those things. And the strange thing was, like the strange unusual thing was, I kind of just hit a wall of, I was getting pulled, and as the tentacles, I was getting pulled in 45 different directions.
Yeah.
And I felt like a lot of weight of like, I now, like when I started, I had like an employee. I think I have like 35
Wow.
or so. I have no clue with like, because we have like 1099 employees too and all these things. And I'm like, this is getting crazy. And now it's my responsibility to like pay their bills. They have children now and car payments. And it used to be like, hey, well, after work, we'll come and work for you for a couple hours and like, we'll have fun. And now it's like offering people 401ks and like, can I afford health insurance for these people? And they have, my assistant just had a baby, and I'm like terrified for her because I'm like, I don't pay you enough, but how do I make more money to pay you more money so that you're comfortable? And like, so I got pulled in 19 different directions. So I kind of had a bit of a panic attack and like a meltdown, like properly. And if some people have noticed it, like if you like see my social media, they're like, are you okay? Like I'm fine. But I was like, this is how I like
Very mysterious. And that's what people love is just like the mystery, the constant guessing. It's like, oh, is he okay? Is he not okay? And I'm an open book. So like if I'm not okay, I will tell you. I might be like quiet and you might have to pull it out of me, but
Yeah.
like I will tell you. But I just want to go back to all of your employees. It truly seems, and we do not see that enough, you care so, so much
Too much.
about you.
Yeah.
Not maybe not too
That's
much,
fair.
but you just care so much, and that means so much to me because you really do it all, and you're trying to make these people's lives better. So hats off to you, props to you, and I'm so excited to see the next chapters for those businesses. I want to talk about your new venture, your sheets
Oh my
commercials.
God. Oh, again, we were just talking about this, and like I feel like it's you're the first person to like bring it up.
That's really why I wanted you. Like, I knew everything about you, like from research and stuff, but everybody in the newsroom was a buzz saying, "Did you see Josh's Sheets commercials?" And that's why I really had you on, was to mainly focus on those. But there's so much going on for you, so we have
It's
to talk about everything.
there's I mean we can go on for years of like diving into these like little like doing I do a music podcast, and I have the Strange, and I have the Ritz, and I have the this, and I'm like I play some music, and I do this, and like but right now like my new obsession is, well, obviously my obsession for a long time, if you've ever followed me, my music career to now has always been Sheets. Weirdly, like I've well, I had this conversation with the Sheets team, and I feel like this did resonate with them. I was like, when we were touring, we used to stop at a Sheets, and I had no money. Like
Yeah.
trailer park, like parents had no money. Like I was borderline homeless half the time. Like
Yeah.
so, Sheets 2-for-1 hot dogs, like
They're good. Don't knock them.
got me onto like that's what we do. We'd go and we stop at Sheets and we'd fuel up the van. I'd go get 2 hot dogs, a bag of fries, and a cup of water, and it was like 2 something, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, we're good. Like we can eat, because like back then we'd like try to pay ourselves. They were called per diems. I don't know if you guys have per diems in this world, but it's like a day thing. Like we paid each other $5 a day when we first started touring, and that's why we had to eat, and it was
Yeah.
like crazy. And that was like we sold our merch, and like that's what we did. So Sheets like really fed me, and was like a very, and I've told that story to them, and they're like,
I would be
and
in tears sitting across from you if you told me that
oh,
story.
it was crazy, and then for them to, do you want to hear the story of how it like?
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, I used to always tweet when Twitter was a Twitter. I used to always tweet at Sheets when I would go like, oh, tweets. I was like, you should sponsor me, like do this stuff, and like once in a while they'd like message me back, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then one time they sent me like a stack of hot dog coupons, and then one time they sent me a sign that has my name on it.
That would have been my I made it moment.
I was like, Sheets sent me a present, and I was like, well, maybe this is like their marketing team being like, oh, we pick one person randomly and this and this.
Stop it.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I've was doing something, and then Sheets messages me on Instagram, and I go, what is happening? And they're like, hey, we're doing this video. It was I think at that time it was like, what was it, Dickies? They were doing a collab with Dickies, and they're like, we need alternative people and like edgy people, and like we like your look, we know that you like Sheets, like it's Dickies, your name is Balz, like come on. And I was like, cool. I was like, I would love to do that. They're like, well, how much do you want? I was like, I don't want any money.
Just
I was like,
more hot dog coupons.
I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever. And like my best friend Dave, I was like, hey, do you want to be in a Sheets video with me? And he's like, yeah. So we go, and I get my friend Steven, who works with this company called Original Media, and I was like, hey Steven, if I give you like $7, and like Dave, if I buy you a hot dog, will you like do this video with me? And then so they wanted to just do it on my cell phone. And they're like, we're just fans. We want you to do this thing. And I was like, this isn't real. Like, so we did the video. I sent it in. So nuts. It was like this crazy thing, and they liked it. And I didn't hear it from a while. And they're like, and then like 2 months later, like, hey, we're doing this Liquid Death thing. Like, we liked what you did with the Dickies thing. Can you do that again? And I was like, who is like making these decisions to pick me? Like,
oh my God.
in the grand scheme of things, like, sure, in Northeast Pennsylvania, I have a lot of followers, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm a small fish. So it's crazy. And then so I did this Liquid Death, and then I met the girl who was like hi, my name is Dodie. And I was like, who is your, she's like, I'm a huge fan. And
Oh,
she's like, I just wanted you involved because she's like, I love how passionate you are with things and this stuff. And I was
yeah.
like, so it's your fault. And she's like, yes. And she was amazing. And she's this incredible human being. And she was like, and then I did that for Liquid Death. And then one of the sheets uppers were like, who is this guy? And why is he like, because I don't force, like, I'm not like, hey, here, buy this thing. Like, I'm just like, hey, this is dumb and stupid. And I treat it like that because it's
Yeah.
fun. So then a higher Sheets, like a Mr. Sheets, was like,
Oh,
I like this guy. And I was like, oh my God. And then they're like, would you like be our guy? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we want to make this a series, like the Sheets series of like,
wow.
we want to build a YouTube channel around you and like take our MTO things and our SBC things and make it a thing. And I was like, this isn't real. And I till this day, I don't think it's real, but that's how it started. It was a girl on the marketing team that was just like a fan of the band of Motionless. And she just was like, I just wanted to get you involved somehow. And then it organically grew to this. Now they like signed me for an entire 2026 like
That's
thing,
awesome.
which is crazy. And it's like to work. And again, like no one, it's all over the place now. Like they finally like figured out, and it's like I see it everywhere. And it's like if I'm on like Facebook Marketplace or this, and it's crazy. But they're a $1 billion company.
Yeah.
And I'm like some dude that grew up in Plymouth, went to Valley West, and lives in Mountaintop, and like it's the funniest
doing
thing.
their commercials.
It's wild.
Just know that the 2822 News family was going crazy about your Sheets commercials.
They're so. You know what's also crazy? They give me full creative control.
And you don't see that a lot. You really don't. Not in
No.
this industry.
I think they've told me like 1 or 2 times, they're like, oh, don't do that. And I was like, because I like to light stuff on fire and blow things up. They're like, don't do
Me
that.
too.
Yeah. There's things that we had to change like on things. They're like in edits. They're like, this will get flagged on YouTube. Like they don't care. They're like, this will get the video taken down. Like fire. I think there was a thing, I lit something on fire or I blew something up and they're like, this is not going to pass. So let's cut that out. But yeah, they've like their creative team. They're like, do whatever you want. And I think that's for a company like that to give that and to also like give me a budget, like to be able to, so I just hire my friends, which is also like Dave from Axelrad.
Like Adam Sandler.
Yeah. That's, I feel like the goth Adam Sandler, which is great. Like
Local goth
yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Dave from
Trademark
Axelrad.
that too.
Hey, write it down. Write it down. But yeah, I mean, I just involve all my friends. Like the original media team is just my friends that have a media company, you know. Dave from Axelrad and my friend Dave Smith is the dude with the mullet in all the videos. That's Dave Smith. He's my best friend in the world.
Okay.
So he just like, I'm like, hey, we're doing this dumb thing. He's like, all right, let's go. So it's just grown into that. It's crazy.
Really quick before we go to break, how long have you been working with Sheets? Like when was that first interaction?
I think it was the late summer of last year.
Okay.
It started slow, like officially, like with that Dickies video. I think it was like late summer.
Like a slow burn that has just grown into an explosive fire of like creativity and awesomeness.
They give me so much. They listen to me, which is crazy.
Stop.
Which we had that conversation before we went on of like that thing that I said about the thing with the stuff with that place.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to go to break off of that because if you don't understand that, so bad, too sad.
Fair.
Roll to break, Joey. Welcome back from break. I am joined by Josh Balz. Listen, we have so much more to talk about, and that was only the first 15 minutes of the episode. So, Josh, besides all of your business endeavors, you also do your own podcast.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in 2026 has a podcast.
Very true.
So I had to get on the train, but the way it even started is I had it was during COVID. So we started this music thing where we like just listen to unsigned artists because there's nowhere that supports unsigned artists and like musicians that have there's no MTV anymore. There's no Headbangers Ball. There's no VH1. Like that doesn't exist. So unless you're a band like up here, nothing. So me, my friend Bobby Shabinsky, and my friend Wes Borland, who's in the band Limp Bizkit, who's the best band in the world. We did this. It started as a podcast that turned into a Twitch thing, which is just another shift of a podcast. And then we just listened to unsigned artists and basically gave them like critiques and what to do in the music industry. And then we got bought out by this, I want to say bought out, but we got like acquired by this Danny Weber Presents, which is a huge festival company. They own Sonic Temple, Welcome to Rockville, Louder Than Life, Incarceration, like these huge festivals.
Yeah.
So then we were the hosts of all their festivals. So I got to like sit at these festivals. We had our own stage where like Metallica is playing behind us.
Wow.
While we're like live streaming these events. And it's crazy to like do things like that. But the podcast world is so, I mean, there's so many outlets and how to do it. And I think it's, I think everybody just wants their voice heard. And I think it's a very cool thing to have. And everybody should be able to say whatever they want, whether it's on Twitch, Kick, Spotify, all those things. So it's an interesting world. But yeah, mine's very like music focused, and but we live stream every Sunday on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/GW Presents. And we just do a live stream, and then that gets clipped, and then it goes. Actually, I don't know. You have one.
I have a Joey.
And I have a Joey. His name is Jake. So he's like, I'm like, I literally just show up, I push a button, I have my mic and I have my camera, and I go, so, and it's the best. Like, and I was like, well, what's next? And he's like, oh, I'm downloading it, I'm exporting it, we're tossing it onto YouTube, we'll do this. Like, the Jakes and the Joeys are very, very important.
They are, because the Allisons of the world and the Joshes just sit here, look pretty, smile and talk, because in reality, I did try to do what Joey does, and my viewers on the red carpet who have been here since the beginning might have noticed backwards logos, people were upside down. I'm not joking.
Production's hard. Like
it's extremely hard.
And it's like how you're like inputting it, the sound, you're separating your vocals, you're doing these things like, and then you have to edit it. Or even if you're just raw dogging it, like there's a lot that comes to it, and it's like I'm good.
I could edit. I do edit my episodes.
Oh, that's true. You are, you do work for the news. Yes.
Yes, but I prefer being in here, and I also prefer music, which is a good segue to our next topic.
I also told her to tell me to shut up when we were on break.
And that's how I'm going to end the episode. That's how I'm going to end the episode, and I can't wait.
I love that segue. I was like, all right, yeah, now we're doing it.
You were in Motionless in White.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
I was a young teenager that used to go, and my friend TJ Bell was playing guitar for them, and I was like, we skateboarded all around Northeast PA, and he's just like, hey, you want to come to a band practice? Like, I'm playing with this band, it's called Motionless in White, and I've heard of them because they were like, kids in high school playing at Metropolis or Backstage or all these little venues. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll come, and I would just keep hanging out with them, and we just kept getting along. And they're like, well, can you play keyboards? And I was like,
can I?
Yeah. It's like, sure. Like back then it was like, hey, hold a C note, hold a D, like hold this chord. And like, that's how it started.
Yeah.
So I was like, of course. And like back to those conversations of being a yes man, of like, I'll figure it out. I figured it out, and it was crazy to like engulf, but I was 16, turning 17 when I started playing with Motionless, and it was one of the best times of my life, and it was a decade of such crazy accomplishment. And like I feel like a lot of people, especially like locally, they don't dive into those types of things. It's not in their immediate radar of like, oh, it's a goth metal rock band, but like we had a top 10 Billboard record, like we've sold hundreds of thousands of records, and we've done some great things. We played award shows and toured the world and played to 50,000 people, or like it was crazy, like a road. And it started here. We practiced in Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And we just were some schmuck kids that were just living we're like, nothing's gonna happen, this is just fun. And then it just turned into this monster. And now, present day 2026, they're one of the biggest bands that are in that music world.
Now, I won't lie, I am a country music girl.
Same.
But I know Motionless because they wrote Brutality for Rhea Ripley. My viewers know I'm a huge WWE fan.
Yeah.
And they got to perform at WrestleMania. And I understand you have Do you have a connection with that song?
So this is how my connection and our connection with Rhea and Brutality came to. We played this festival called Soundwave Festival in Australia, and if you search deep enough on the internet, you can find a little Rhea taking pictures with us in Australia.
Wow.
So she's been a Motionless fan for such a long time, and she's one of those people that, you know, she brings in things that she loves, and it's her personality, and like that's very important. And she loved the band. She's like, hey, she got the opportunity to be like, hey, you can pick the band, and she picked Motionless to be able to write that song.
Wow.
And Chris worked hand in hand with her and came out with this thing. And then I quit the band, and then they played WrestleMania. I was like, I'm so bummed.
I
was
would
like,
have been
you
so mad.
son of a I was like, you bastards.
Right.
Because the wrestling world is insanely cool.
Yes.
And Rhea is now one of the biggest.
The top female wrestlers. Do you still watch?
Yes. Yeah.
So she's obviously one of the tag team champs.
Yeah.
Right now.
She's a machine.
She's amazing.
And she looks cool as hell.
Yeah, she does. I mean, who wouldn't want to look like that and then have the personality that she does?
Yeah. And it's what a lot of people don't understand is like the music world and the wrestling world. It's like we're carnies. All of us are like just traveling because they do the same thing. They travel to these state, and that's what the bands. So like we mesh well. Most of those people listen to our kind of music, and so it was like a crossover of like, you know. And I still have friendships with a lot of these wrestlers, which is weird. Like, you know, talking. You know, I had a conversation with recently Baron Corbin. I own a company called Parlor Root Beer, and I've sent him Parlor, and he'll make a Parlor root beer barbecue sauce and
my
like
God.
send me videos and like on ribs. I'm like, dude, this is it.
That needs to come on the red carpet because that barbecue sounds so good.
It's wild. And
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's nuts. So any Parlor barbecue Parlor barbecue sauce, if you use Parlor as your root beer base for your barbecue sauce, you'll have the best barbecue sauce.
You need to come back, and we're going to do a cooking episode.
Oh my God, do you have a kitchen in here?
We have a PA live kitchen.
That's not real, is it? It doesn't work, huh?
Don't reveal our secrets.
I doubt it works.
It doesn't, but
Fair,
don't
yeah.
reveal our
Yeah.
secrets.
It used to bring that back. I want to burn this place down.
Me too. Oh my God, we're going to have to cut that out. But Josh, just being... So you're so close with everyone in Motionless.
Yeah, I did a reunion show at the arena, well, not this last year because I was away the year before, and it was great to see them. You know, when I quit, I called on good terms. I said, hey, like, I'd rather be home. At the time, I was engaged. I had a fiance. I had a home. I had a business. I had two businesses at the time. I was like, this is where my life is heading. Like, I need me, not like
Me in a band and on the road.
Yeah.
I totally get that, and shout out like priorities, you know. Your priorities were in the right place at the time. I also, before we go, we have about 5 minutes left. What's next for you? I have to know. Can you give me a teaser of anything that you're working on? You're a mysterious teaser, as always.
So people have come out of the woodwork and been so. Again, I put my Ritz up for sale. I closed Kingston Strange and Unusual, and when that was happening, so many people came out of the woodwork and were like, "Hey, like we need you, and like you need to keep doing these things, and blah blah blah." And like that has meant and resonated so much with me that that I was like, oh, it made me be like, because I was like gonna buy 100 acres and go weave. That was it. And I was gonna go fishing on like a lake in my thing. That's it. Like 36 years old, checking out. But the people that came forward and like the comments, the stories, like the news stations, I didn't know anybody cared as much as they did. And I think that is going to revive something that may have gone away, which is very wonderful. And I think 2026 is going to be very fascinating for this chapter of my life.
And I just noticed, look at the Sheets tattoo. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I did an episode where I got a Sheets tattoo to try to get an unlimited Sheets card, which I'm very much working on. And I'm going to have that card. They're like, we're making you a card so you can have unlimited Sheets forever.
Well, you know what you should do with that? You should get the barcode under that Sheets
So it
tattoo
scans.
so you can just scan it.
Oh, 100%.
Scan your arm.
100%.
That would be perfect.
Sold.
Josh, I just want to say I'm so excited for 2026 and beyond has to offer for you. Are you going to come back?
I live up the street, So
Perfect.
we're good.
You can walk here. Who cares about all the snow we're getting? You can walk here.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Do you want to start talking?
You want me? You want?
Shut up, Josh. Joey, roll the outro. I just wanted